Hey, how you going? This is Ian Harris from Australia here, and tonight I've just gone and made myself a little colour chart, my own colour chart, because there's some colours that I want to use in paintings, and to know how to get those colours, I've made this up. So I just want to go through it with you. It's something very interesting for beginners to get a hold of and learn and make for yourself, okay, instead of getting confused with so many colours out there. Right, so I'm going to go and sit down and we'll get into it. I'm just going to muck around with a bit of paint mixing because I've noticed some colours I want to use in paintings, and they're toned darker from the colours and whatnot, so I want to try a bit of that. I've never done it before. But my turquoise, I'm going to mix up my turquoise, and then when I've got it worked out, I'm going to make my own little colour chart and write what I use to get those colours. But I've noticed the colour wheel here. I don't know if you can see the colours very well. If anything, turquoise is around this section. It's not actually there. So I'm going to add the opposite colour to see what we get. So we're going for sort of a reddy orange colour there. So I'm going to pick up my crimson red and I'm going to get a bit of that over there. Just want to get a little bit of it, not too much, and start toning the turquoise with that crimson red. See what colour I get. And it's toned it darker, the colour that I was looking for, because I saw a picture I want to paint. Now you can see the two different colours, the turquoise and where I've toned it down. Okay, that's one colour I'm happy with. Also my blue, my phthalo blue. I want to get a phthalo blue. Now to me, on the opposite of phthalo blue is, let's say, orange. So I'm going to get an orange. I'll grab my phthalo blue. Oh, get down here comfortably. I'll wipe it on there, and then what I do, I squeeze it in between the tissues and it absorbs the water out of it and makes that pretty dry. Now I've got my phthalo blue. Blue's somewhere here, so we're going sort of the orangey reds. So I've picked up an orange. So I'm going to see what that will produce. Hopefully it'll bring up a tone that I might be looking for. It's probably going to go a bit purpley. I suppose you can add whites to tone these colours down as well. Yeah, that's a really dark phthalo blue. Is that the phthalo blue I use? Not prime blue? Yep, that's the phthalo blue. I'll show you in a minute. It's gone sort of like a black. Now let's get the phthalo blue there. So virtually, get down Steve. You can see with the phthalo blue, adding the orange has got it to that colour. Now we'll get some white. Let's try a bit of whites here and see how those darker colours looked toned down in white. I've got a different brush for that. So the turquoise, I'm going to tone some of that down and see how it looks. Okay, I'll clean that brush. Now I want to tone this one down as well. Get some white in the phthalo blue that I mixed with the orange. Because the white, or I think the white brings out the essence of the colour, but in a lighter fashion. Makes you see it. It's a bit of a mud looking colour actually. Alright, you can see there what's happening. I'm just experimenting here. I do know, let's say the phthalo blue again, you can simply tone that down just with white. What makes blue? Oh, blue's a primary colour, so okay, we'll get some white, tone that blue down. Okay, that's looking nice. Now that blue, I like that. It's a nice, soft, warm blue. I'm going to add some red to there. Crimson red. I've already got some on the palette there. Just very little bit. Red's so strong. Oh, I might have added too much. I suppose it's going to be a toned down colour of that one. Yeah, it's gone like, no, it's gone like a purple. You can see the colours I'm making. So what I can do is leave all these here, and I know that what that started out with was the turquoise. I mixed that with it, I toned it down with white. So all this can stay. If I like any of the colours that I'm producing on here, I can keep this as a reference. So if I see a photo or a picture that I want to paint and it's got any of these colours in it, straight away I can come to this chart that I've created and go, bang, that's how I'm going to mix it. I'm just randomly doing this. I've got no plan in my head how it should work out. I'm just assuming and going for colours at random. And I think this can be a good idea to keep, not only if you use a colour chart, but you're mixing up your own custom colours, because there are so many different yellows. There's warm yellow, deep yellow, mid yellows, and some of them are more solid than the others, and some of them are more translucent than others, and you want to know which one to use. So actually I've got a yellow here. What yellow have we got here? Haven't got my glasses on. It's a mid yellow. Now we'll see what the mid yellow does. Now we know if we add blue to it, it's going to be green, but let's just try a bit of turquoise. So we'll put some more turquoise up here, and then if I clean that brush, we'll see what this turquoise does with it. Probably going to find colours that you would really love to have in some paintings. And what I'm going to do with the area that I'm colouring, I'm going to drag it along a bit, so I've got a bit I can tone down with white, just so I can see what the white's going to do with it as well. Okay, that's pretty much created a yellow green, which you have to go out and buy that colour in a tube. Where if you can make your own yellow green, you're laughing. Now we'll see what it looks like with some white in there. It's pretty much going lime. I'll show you. What are you doing, Steve? You can't eat the paint. Now I want to put some of the turquoise next to that, because that's what I used to get the colour. Where's the light? See what we've done? So that's done some pretty interesting colour. There's some browns and greys that I like to try and get hold of. What's a normal colour? Alright, oxide. No. Alright, a darker colour. I've got burnt sienna. This will be the last one I use on this palette because it's getting very crowded. So I've got burnt sienna. Steve, move out the way for a minute. I just want to get a reference off this colour wheel. Where's brown on here? Sort of over here-ish. So if anything, the opposite on the colour wheel might be towards the green. Hey, you can't drink that, man. That's full of paint. So what would complement brown, would you think? It's made up of reds and blues. Where's a brush? Can I have that brush there, Stevie Wonder? We'll try a bit of red. Oh yeah, it's sort of made a mauve. Red's very strong. Careful how much red you put in any colours that you're going to mix. I know that for a fact. There is a lot of science behind colours, and if you can take time to sort them out, you'll be doing yourself a lot of favours. Now I'm just going to bring that a bit more red in there. Some blue got caught in that. I'm going to bring it down so I can tone it down as well, just to see what it's doing. So it's got a maroon colour there. We'll get a bit of white and we'll tone it down with white. Pretty much you can make a skin colour out of that. Bit more white. Now I know that red was created with that. So have a look at that now. I used burnt sienna, mixed a bit of red, toned it down with white. Got that colour there. So they're sort of colours that I like to see in paintings if I'm doing a landscape one. Now let's do a skin colour, okay? If you haven't got a skin colour, we'll make that our last colour. So we'll start with brown. Let's start with, alright, the burnt sienna. That's a dark brown. So there's our skin. So now, there's different coloured skins out there. There's people with red in their skins. There's people with yellow in their skins. There's people with browns and coffee mochas in their skins, okay? I'm going to get a bit of the yellow. I'll just see what this yellow and brown does. And if I can tone it down with some white. Okay, bear with me. Now I'm going to add a bit of white. Oh, see, I could see yellow coming in that. So I think with skin we need, where's some more room on here? We're getting a little bit of red and a decent amount of white. We're making a very light pink for a skin colour, okay? Start off with a light pink. And let's say you want to paint somebody's skin colour that's more darker toned. Like Indian, African, whatever, they've got a darker toned skin. Not dark, but, you know, getting there. Where are we? We'll put a little bit of brown in there, which is the burnt sienna. Now, I'm just going to govern how much I want in there. I don't want too much. Not too much at all. And mix it thoroughly. Now, I can see it's looking very yellowy. I'm feeling it needs more red in there, red pigment. There we go. Just a little bit I added in there. We'll see if this looks like skin. Now, because it's a bit dark, not brown dark, but the colour of itself is dark, add some more white and we'll see if we've got pretty much close to a skin colour, which I think I have actually. So I'm going to drag that along. Get a little bit more white. This is just something thought I could share with you, just an idea to make your own little colour chart, because there are so many on the net with grids with all the different colours, and you need those colours to create the one in the middle that you want to match up to look for. But at least this, you're using your colours and you've known what you've mixed to create them, okay? So let's have a look at that. That's pretty much a skin colour down the bottom there, this one here. and you can tone that with yellows for Asian-y colours, or browns or lighter browns. I want to get that a little bit whiter just to see how much I can pull it off. Yeah. All right. So I know we used red and the burnt sienna. Now if you're going to buy paints, for you beginners out there and you're not sure what to get yourself the 3 prime colours for a start: yellow, red and blue. And if you want to buy mixed colours, as in browns and ochres and oxides and that, get the dark colours like dark brown, because if you get the light brown but you need a dark brown, you can't darken it up with. If you've already got the dark one, you can tone it down to get the lighter colours. So you're cutting corners, you're cutting costs, you're being smart. Okay, so I've made a colour chart of different tones and textures that I like to see in some paintings that I want to do. Now I'm going to keep this, and if I see these colours popping up in a picture that I want to paint, I can go to this and go, okay, I use phthalo blue with a bit of red to get this. And I know I toned it down. All these other lighter areas are where I've toned it down just with the white. So that's common sense. This one was burnt sienna and yellow to get this colour, and I've toned it down to get like a mocha colour. This burnt sienna and the red got me this colour. I toned it down for here. Now actually I've made a mistake there. That wasn't burnt sienna there. I'll take that off. That's white. I used white. So I used white and the crimson red to create the pink, and I keep toning it down. Yellow and the burnt sienna, I got this colour here, toned it down. Same with the yellow. So I can keep this now for a chart. Just something I thought I'll do and share with you, mob out there. All the best, goodbye, good luck, and good on ya.